Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents, I'd like to introduce you guys to the EeoN. That's right. Hedge graph decentralization blockchain. Say what? That's right. Let me show it to you. Let me show you the way. Okay, this is the app. Yay! San Francisco, here we come. San Francisco, here we come. At 9:21 in the evening, ladies and gentlemen, I got up at 5 this morning, and I didn't eat until roughly about an hour ago. Yeah, it was one of those days. It's just one of those days. Don't take it personal. Now, hedge graph. Y'all need to go look at what that is. Okay? Need to understand what it is. But see, we doing a blockchain. Pay attention. That's right. Oh, and there are 4 coins. Four coins. Creating them right now. Gonna let y'all know about it soon. No. This ain't gonna be no regular blockchain. No, doggy. This is gonna be completely different. This is gonna be off the chain. Because we're not doing what everybody else do. Forget everybody and what they're going through. Ladies and gentlemen, I got something, and I promise you, nobody else has talked about this because nobody else could demonstrate this. But I'm going to demonstrate this, okay? I want you to pay attention. Wake up. Wake up. If I deposit my promissory note with a depository institution, comma, let's say, comma, Wells Fargo, comma, Bank of America, comma, Navy Federal Credit Union, comma, or even Capital One Bank, comma, how can I prove that my promissory note, after acceptance by these depository institutions, is converted to a security under law? Without nuances and or clarifications, just a direct answer. Stop listening. Ladies and gentlemen, the Supreme Court stated in the case I've been telling you about, it's called the Reeves versus Ernst & Young. It's a 1990 case. They said that a promissory note, it's a rebuttable presumption. Pay attention. It's a rebuttable presumption that a promissory note is a security. Well, I'm going to give you the ultimate rebuttal, and there's nothing they can ever say about it. Now, he knows the BIC program. That's why I chose the BIC GPT. The promissory note is connected or converted to a security under law upon acceptance by the depository institution through the borrower in custody program. And it's pledged as collateral to the Federal Reserve. Ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't expecting him to do that. Lord have mercy, I wasn't expecting him to do that. I was expecting him to argue with me. I didn't think that he was going to give you guys the answer of proving that your promissory note is a security. Let me prove to you that your promissory note, or any note, draft, bills of exchange, banker's acceptance, or trade acceptance acquired under the provisions of the Federal Reserve Act through the Federal Reserve Bank in a manner prescribed is a security. Pay attention. We here. We not going to be here a long time because I'm tired. Y'all, I told you I've been up so long. Ooh, Lord, been outside working. That chicken coop thing is coming along, y'all. Pay attention. And when issued against the security of notes, drafts, bills of exchange, bankers' acceptances acquired under the provisions of this act, hold on now. Value of such notes, drafts, bills of exchange, and bankers' acceptances sold deposited as security. Such notes shall be obligations of the Federal Reserve Bank procuring, receiving the same, pay attention, shall be redeemable at par in all parts of the United States for the same purpose as national bank notes. Any note, these notes were treated as tender, legal tender, in commerce, used for paying debts, used for paying taxes. Congress has 3 times here, security, get you over here. Okay? Pay attention. Security. Where's the other? Security. And we got one more security. Obligations of the Federal Reserve Bank. Security. Now, this is talking about United States obligations. Hold on now. We got some more securities to talk about because we a securities company. We want to talk about securities. What? The Securities Acquisition Trust Commission. That's what SACCOM does. Pay attention. In the case of deposits of notes, drafts, bills of exchange, bankers' acceptances, Federal Reserve banks may issue Federal Reserve bank notes, now Federal Reserve notes, to the amount of 90% of the value of such securities. Hold on now, we ain't finished. We got 4 times right there. Let's go to number 5. Beep, 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 beep. We have made provisions that any direct obligation of the United States or any notes, drafts, bills of exchange, bankers' acceptances acquired by the Federal Reserve banks may be deposited with the Treasury of the United States or with the Federal Reserve agent, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Navy Federal, all of them idiots. And upon these securities, Federal Reserve banknotes shall be issued. Ladies and gentlemen, that's number 5. Hold on now, we ain't finished. Hold on. We're not looking for every time. We're just looking for the major times. Tick, 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 tock, tick, 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 tick. Oh, look at that. We refer to Section 401, which reads, upon deposit with the Treasury of the United States, any contractual obligation of the United States or any notes under the Federal Reserve Act, these obligations are deposited as security, number 6. And go for the Federal Reserve notes. Hold on now. Pay attention. The provision is for the issuance of federal bank notes, not Federal Reserve notes, now Federal Reserve notes, and the security backed of it, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, it's still a security. It's the obligation, notes, drafts, bills of exchange, bankers' acceptances, trade acceptances. Normally, I would be pasting all of these into the GPT, but it already got it, because when you give your promissory note to them, they operate under Federal Reserve Operating Circular number 10. They take your promissory note and they pledge it as collateral. Okay? And it allows them to retain possession of the pledged collateral on your behalf because you are the one who authorized the pledged collateral. Pay attention. Federal Reserve discount window guidelines confirm that the pledged promissory note are treated as securitized collateral, meaning that they are, pay attention, converted into a negotiable instrument eligible for financial transaction. Ladies and gentlemen, it's no longer an obligation to pay. It no longer is a promissory note. Now, I want you to understand, the Supreme Court said it's a rebuttable presumption. We just rebutted the presumption. By whom? By Congress. Now, hold on now. The Howey test, that's one of the tests the Supreme Court focused on, and the family resemblance test, that's one of the tests the Supreme Court focused on, are inapplicable. They cannot use those tests. Why? Because the Securities Act of 1933 came about in May of 1933. The Securities Exchange Act came a year later. Pay attention now. The act that you just saw where Congress identified it as a security was the Federal Reserve Act of March 9, 1933. March of 1933, there were no Securities Acts. The Federal Reserve Act was the Securities Act. That's why the Supreme Court's decision is rebuttable through that fact right there, the acts that they're relying on, and they relied on 1933 Securities Act and the Securities Exchange Act, which are inapplicable to these securities under the Federal Reserve Act with Operating Circular number 10. We're going to talk a whole lot more about this because you guys are going into court and they are treating your promissory note as if it's a promissory note and not a security. So guess what? Wrote a song about it. Want to hear it? Hold on now. The song is already up on the internet. Let me get rid of this right here. We're going to play this one because I like this one.
No one would believe this.
Nobody, y'all.
It's been 92 years.
92 years.
Did you even know?
Did y'all know that?
I bet you didn't
I
know.
bet y'all didn't know it. I know you didn't. Shut up.
The Supreme Court has said,
You know what they said?
and they made it clear,
They cleared it up, y'all.
that a promissory note is not a security.
Uh-oh, sounds like they lied.
They
They
lied.
lied, y'all.
They lied.
They lied. I'm telling you, they lied.
Did you hear?
Did y'all hear that?
Say it isn't so.
Say it isn't so.
Say it
Say
isn't
it
so.
isn't so.
Say it
Say
isn't
it
so. A promissory note is not a
A
security.
promissory note is not a security. That's news to
That
me.
right there is news to
I'm
me.
telling you, it's news to me.
Did you know what Congress
What did
said?
Congress say?
in the Federal Reserve
What does they
Act.
say about the Federal Reserve Act?
Title 4, Section
Title
401,
Section 401.
subsection 18,
Subsection
paragraph
18.
number 6.
Wait a minute.
Congress said
This Section
a
401
promissory note is equal to any note.
This
Did you know that
401.
includes a Federal Reserve
When they
note?
said,
And that they
any
are
note,
equal in value,
see right
their
there?
face value.
They're equal in value.
Say it
At
isn't
par,
so.
When they say at
Say
par,
it
all
isn't
parts of the
so.
United States, I ain't gonna
That's
say
what
it
they
no more.
said.
He told me not to say it,
Page
y'all.
78 through 83, the United
Look at that,
States
hold on.
Congress defined a security.
Hold on.
The United States
78.
Congress defined a security before the United States Congress
They defined the
enacted the
security.
Securities Acts. Now this is monumental
This
because
is
the Supreme Court said
monumental.
there is a Howey test, there is a family resemblance test.
That's right.
Shame on everybody.
Shame
The
on
test
y'all.
that the Supreme Court took
Was their
was
test.
theirs. Congress wrote the book.
Congress
You
did
see,
write the
Congress
book.
said any note, draft, bills of exchange, bankers' acceptance, and trade acceptance was a security in the Federal Reserve Act 2 months before the 1933 Security Act and a year before the Securities Exchange Act. Did y'all get that?
Did y'all get that?
Say it isn't so.
Say it ain't so.
Say it
Say
isn't
it ain't
so.
so.
Let me break it down.
He gonna break it down, y'all.
A promissory note,
Ladies and gentlemen,
when delivered to the Federal Reserve, accepted by the Federal Reserve, deposited with the Federal Reserve, received by the Federal Reserve through any of its agents. This means those depository
It's a
institutions. Wells Fargo, Bank of America,
Navy Federal,
Capital
Capital
One.
One.
You know those guys.
All of
That
them
when they
idiots.
receive a promissory note, it becomes their obligation.
becomes their
there is
obligation.
no longer a promise to pay. It becomes their
It's no
obligation.
longer a promise
in order
to
take
pay.
it to the Treasury through the Federal Reserve Bank, and they receive lawful money in exchange for your note.
That's what they
when
receive.
they receive the note because they receive it at par. It's a security.
It's a
Congress
security.
says in the act of Congress itself and in the congressional record that is a security more than 5 times. No need to take a test. Say it isn't
say
so.
it ain't so.
Say it isn't
Say
so.
it ain't so.
You can't foreclose on a security.
You can't
You
foreclose
can't
on a
evict someone
security.
or unlawful detainer on a security.
You can't
A
unlawful
security that
detainer on a
everyone would
security.
believe this. It's been 92 years. Did you even
92
know? I
years.
bet
Did
you
y'all
didn't
even know? Come on, let them know,
The
homie.
Supreme Court has said
The Supreme
And they
Court
made it
has
clear.
said
that a promissory note is not a security.
it's
They
not a
lied,
security,
they
y'all.
lied.
They lied,
Did you
y'all.
hear? Say it isn't
Say it
so.
ain't so.
Say it isn't
Say
so.
it ain't so.
A promissory note is not a
ladies and
security. That right there
We about to
is
go.
news to me.
I just wanted to share that with y'all. 12 minutes of my time, 12 minutes of your time.
In the Federal Reserve Act,
In the Federal Reserve Act,
Title
y'all.
IV, Section 401,
Gotta go, y'all.
Subsection 18,